on location from Buffalo Wild Wings off Exit 5 in Bristol. Come enjoy wings while watching the show or listening right here on Spreaker.com. Bearcat Sports Chat, 6:30 p.m. at Buffalo Wild Wings at the Falls. Go Bearcats!
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you to keep bacteria in food from making you ill with 4 simple steps.
This will be a walk in the park.
Clean. Wash hands and surfaces often.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Keep raw meats away from ready-to-eat foods.
Yep.
Cook. Make sure meat, poultry, and seafood is cooked to the right temperature.
Fire in the hole!
And chill. Refrigerate food promptly.
Bingo!
Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. Brought to you by the USDA, HHS, and the Ad Council. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to Bearcat Sports Chat. We're happy now to be joined by Coach Ashley Johnson and Junior Samantha Venable. So we're excited to have them on to the show this afternoon. And real quick before we get any further, we have our drawing here for the gift certificate to Buffalo Wild Wings, the last 3 digits. So go ahead and get your cards out. You ready? We need a drum roll. But 622. Oh, Colton Rack. Who got? Come on up here. We have our winner.
Did you steal my ticket?
There you go. All right, so so volleyball comes through with a win. Again, it looks like. So, Coach, we're going to start off with some questions for Coach Johnson here. Can you give us an update since the last time we had you on, which was a couple of weeks ago? What all has happened since then, and tell us what's coming up next.
Well,
I had her muted.
since the last time we were here, one of the goals that Aaliyah and Michaela had addressed was they were working to get toward Michaela's 1,000th kill. That happened for us at the Northwood Invitational Tournament. She hit 1,000 there in our final game against Rye-Cove. We also went undefeated in that tournament all day long, which included a big win for us over Gate City. And since then, we finished up the regular season with a couple of wins and have entered the district tournament. Won our last game last night against Lebanon to move us on into the district championship against Marion tomorrow night.
And battled back in that game. I know I checked it at one point and I saw 2-1 Lebanon. I started getting a little nervous. I saw where Mr. Harper updated it. And then finally, everything started clicking after they ended up getting the win in 5 sets.
Yes, the girls did a really good job of picking themselves up and regathering themselves. Volleyball, the momentum can swing so quick one way or the other. 1 minute we're up, next minute we're down a little bit. But they do a good job of fighting and coming back. And it was like I said last night, we know how to make it exciting, if you want to call it exciting, or as I like to tell them, very stressful.
Yeah, try to just roll through Marion, okay, tomorrow. But it's good luck because last time we talked, you had Marion the next game, next match. I think it was 2 days later, maybe the next night, and ended up taking them 5 sets here at home. So there'll be a lot on the line there tomorrow night, and that leads over to Mark's next question.
So right now you're number 2 going into this championship game. You're right on the heels of them. You took the 5 sets last time. What's the feeling in the locker room? What are the people saying around you? What are the kids saying in the locker room? What's just the feel?
I think the biggest feel is that we feel like we're due. I always tell people it's always hard to beat somebody over and over and over. This is going to be our 3rd round against them. The first time wasn't very good. The second time was remarkably better. We improved 100%, and so now we get to face them a 3rd time. I feel like the girls are definitely up for it. They're ready to put in the work. Good day at practice. You know, everything was focused on getting ready for tomorrow, but we also know that it's just another game, and we're focused on playing our game instead of trying to play up against Marion.
So you talk about, I think you said this in the paper, about how this gym is just, for some reason, it's been the toughest place for you guys to play over the past few years. What is it you think about? Is it the 40-some minute drive, or is it just the atmosphere and the fact that they are a talented team?
I think that's the biggest part of it. The drive doesn't necessarily bother us. We've made trips to Grayson County, Graham, so Marion actually isn't that bad straight up the interstate for us. But the atmosphere itself, the temperature in their gym is always unpredictable. We went in there before and you started sweating just about as soon as you walked in, and then last night we got there and they'd had the doors propped open all day. So that is a little bit of a variance. And then it kind of feels like, I think for the girls especially, their student section is always right down. They're right up against the floor, and it's almost like they're kind of on top of you because it's just a little bit more closed in than most gyms that we've played in.
Yeah, it's going to be a pretty packed house tomorrow night, I imagine. What time is tip-off for that one tomorrow?
Well, our JV team is actually playing in the JV championship tomorrow night, so they'll play first at 6 o'clock, and then varsity will follow. Hopefully we're starting warm-ups by 7 and the game by 7:30.
So going for a clean sweep tomorrow.
That's the plan.
Oh, who's the JV team playing? Not Marion?
No, they're not. It is Lebanon.
Okay. All right.
It'll be JV gets to go up against Lebanon, and we get to face Marion.
So it'll be definitely a fun night. I'm sure a lot of people from Virginia High are already planning on heading up to Marion for the big game. And then, of course, the big game up here Friday night against Marion in football. So a lot going on with Marion this week, and they're pretty good at both sports. So it'd be a good week to just have a clean sweep and go ahead and move on and get ready for the next round.
So how do you keep the momentum rolling and keep the girls going one match at a time? I mean, you got Marion coming up, and what are the keys to this Marion game?
Realistically, for me, whenever I approach any of our games, the biggest thing that we do well is I try to teach the girls and motivate them to stay offensively minded. But realistically, our first line of offense is our defense. Marion's got a couple of pretty big hitters. They're tall girls. They can get over top of a lot of people. But on the flip side of that, I've got some pretty tall girls, too, that are up there, and we're working on those blocks as our first line of defense. Or as, like I say, first line that's also our offense. If we can stop them offensively with our block, then I think that's going to be a huge key to our success in a win over Marion.
Just one key? Is that all you got for us?
Do what?
You got one key for us, not three?
Stay offensive-minded, be big on the blocks, play our game, not Marion's game. That's
there you
what
go.
we do.
That's what Mark was wanting. He was wanting to get into the coach talk.
That's what we do.
He always tries to unwind. That's what we're used to, These football guys, they're used to that each week. They just get pounded by keys to the game. So
yeah, no,
we didn't put you under the spotlight.
I'm hush-hush.
Yeah. You're not going to give away too much. So you're in the regional playoffs already. How big would a Southwest District title mean? I know all in all it's going to be a trophy. That's the nice thing. But all in all, you're playing for the bigger run at it. So how big would it be momentum-wise, though?
I mean, momentum-wise, it would be big, but looking at it realistically, I mean, our school would absolutely love to have it. We would love to be a group that could bring that home, put that in the trophy case. But looking at our situation realistically, it's not going to necessarily affect us going into the region tournament. And so we're going to try to keep level-headed as far as knowing that, yes, we're playing for a championship. Yes, that's great, but that's not going to end where we're going.
And it's really another chance to build more confidence. This team has been building confidence all season. It seems like record-wise, really, things have clicked. I think it's me and Mark that's brought the good luck to it, but we'll give you some credit too.
I was going to say, if that's the case, then I, like Coach Sidner, will be back. I will come back.
We might have the same exact lineup next week if things go right, Mark. So we'll have to be thinking all week about questions.
Well, Sid Norris said he's back. I'm sure everybody else will too. Are they as superstitious as you are over there? All right, then I guess it's the same lineup.
Yeah. So Superstition is going to play a big part this week, and it's kind of weird that Superstition is going to start playing a part near Halloween because, kind of a spooky time. Spooky. So let's go ahead and now get over to Samantha. So hand it off here to your. Go ahead, Mark, for Samantha.
So this team's full of energy, and they're peaking at the right time. After last season, how were you able to turn things around and be right there near the top?
We're like
I think we're more determined, kind of.
Yeah, we have our seniors really stepped up this year, and they've been good leaders, and they kind of get it going. We have young girls that have that make it easier whenever everybody's going at the same pace, and we all click with each other, which we've gotten better at towards the end of the season. We're all on the same page now.
So that chemistry is finally just starting to pick up and roll over.
Some of us have played together, and then some of us haven't, and so we're all kind of getting in the group with each other.
So you have these two seniors on the team, Michaela and Elia. they were on the show actually, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. How much of an advantage is to have them as the leaders of the team this year? You know, it's their final season. They've been trying to make this push for the last few years. How big of an advantage is it to have them talent-wise and just as leaders in the locker room?
They're definitely the best of the best. It would not be volleyball without them. I don't know. I've been with them since I was a freshman, and they've taught me everything that I know, like a lot.
So the last time we were here, the goal was Michaela's 1,000th kill.
We got that.
Yeah, season's over. What's the new goals for you as an individual and this team overall?
State. Everybody's goal. You know, that's as far as you can go.
Definitely state, win a ring and bring home state. I think that'd be awesome to do because we have a good group of girls this year, and we've worked really hard, and we work really hard in practice, and I think we're really locked in and focused, and I think we'll do really good.
When's the last time we won state? Well, it'd be cool to be the first.
Yeah. You always want to be the first. So.
You know.
And, not to talk about it too much, but last season you talked about it a couple of weeks ago about how you got kicked out a little bit quicker from the party that you wished you hadn't in the playoffs. So what were some feelings there at the end of last year going into this year that you felt like, okay, we're good, we can get to the playoffs, but now we need to make a push?
Well, last year we kind of gave up, honestly. Like, we had good intentions, but we were the type of team that said what they wanted to do and didn't do what they said. This year, I think that we have the drive that we need.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. That last season with Lee, we had them, and then I think we just gave up. And I think this year we're more determined, and we've definitely picked ourselves up. There's some sets that we're losing, and we'll definitely hustle, get a timeout, and come back and win it, and just come together as a team. And I think we've done really good with that. And I know we can pull out a win like that.
So what other sports do you guys play?
Softball.
Basketball.
So we'll see her come a few weeks from now, when basketball gets going. We'll be doing boys and girls varsity, so be some fun stuff. But softball, pretty cool. What's the season been like the past few years for softball? You got to remember we're new around here.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough, but we're on the come up. We're gonna do good this year.
What position do you play?
I'm the catcher.
Okay, so I'm expecting to see some throws, throwing people out at second base, some darts.
Definitely.
So what would you say your biggest asset is that you bring to the team, position-wise, and what you're able to bring?
Well, I'm the libero, so I do a lot of passing. I'm short, so I don't really play front row. But defensively, we're pretty good.
Yeah. Defense, passing.
So
you get to wear that cool jersey that's different from everybody else.
Oh, boy.
Isn't that awesome?
That's what you hear a lot. It's not really any different, I don't think.
Is it the most annoying thing, though? Because I know whenever I first started coming to volleyball, I was like, what's that girl? She must have forgot her jersey. You don't realize the point. So how many times have you been asked, like, what happened? Why don't you have your jersey?
Time anybody doesn't really know anything about volleyball.
Dylan. Go ahead and Dylan on that one.
That is totally me.
No, that's not what I meant.
I figured it out by, my junior year, though. So.
Yeah, I don't really think it means really anything. It's just that you play defense. It specializes that.
And when you're not Bearcats.
Yeah, last year I had a jersey that Bearcats was spelled wrong.
Oh, what'd it say?
Bearcitas.
Oh, okay.
I think that was more differential than the different color. Everybody noticed that.
We need that jersey. That'd be a good one for Mark.
That'd be a good one to hang up here in Buffalo Wild Wings.
The Virginia High Bearcita. That's not like something you get at Taco Bell, a Bearcita or something. But so this has been a very exciting volleyball season. Look at me, I'm already fast forwarding. What has been your favorite moment from the season so far?
Winning the Northwood tournament, probably. Yeah.
Definitely Northwood.
Gosh, do you guys say anything different?
No.
So,
We're girls. We got to stick together.
so when you won the Northwood tournament, did you get to play it down in the bottom gym, or were you up top in the really warm gym upstairs?
We only had one game in that